Faith, it's not easy. It's not easy. It truly is a gift of God to have faith because, trust me, it's not easy. How many times have you been praying consistently, fervently, enthusiastically, committed, passionately, weeks, months, years, waiting for the answer, for the breakthrough, for the revelation, for whatever it is? Nothing. From your perspective, nothing. Meanwhile, you keep saying, holding on, I'm believing it's going to happen. He's good God. Faith as small as a mustard seed. It's going to happen. And you keep seeing others around you getting their prayers answered. Prayers answered, right? And they've probably put in not even a fraction of the, shall we say, effort that you've put in. You've been fasting every Monday, doing a dry fast. So not even water touching your lips, right? Every Monday for 6 months. They do a Daniel fast, right, for 3 days. That same Sunday, they're giving testimony to God, to the church, saying, look what God has done for me. And part of you is like, yes, see, my God is faithful. This is encouraging. And the other part of you is like, but God, what about me? I've been doing it for 6 months. They did it for 3 days. My one, I would say, is harder than the Daniel fast. And so when you think about the shield of faith, which is a piece of armor in the armor of God, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 16, it says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. I think about a shield, and sometimes it feels hollow. The shield of faith can feel hollow. It can feel like it's not doing anything. It can feel like the darts are hitting every area the enemy intended. And I'm not even necessarily talking about obvious darts, shall I say. Because it's easy when we think about the fiery darts of the enemy to think about, maybe sickness, a lack of a job, you want a spouse. Well, sickness is prolonging. Healing isn't taking place. Provision isn't happening. Opportunity isn't there. We're praying for someone to get saved, but they seem like to be moving further and further away from the Lord. Whatever the case may be, it's the fiery darts that target like your relationship or the faith itself. It's the fiery darts that target the waiting and how you feel in the waiting and how the waiting can start to make you, I guess, almost question and think about if what God is doing, if he's even doing anything. When I was thinking about this, do you know what image came to mind? Those of you that like Marvel, I'm not into the comics. I can't say I really landed in comics, but the films, TV shows, I'll watch almost all of them. And it was the Avengers Infinity War. And it's when you got Captain America, right? He's got his shield. That's the famous shield. And it's made of, what is the material? Vibranium, right? It's essentially indestructible. The way he flings it around, the way he uses it, and it blocks everything, the thing looks pretty much indestructible. In Avengers Infinity War, did not Thanos come with himself and like crack the shield? Do you remember the look on Captain's face? I remember how I felt. I felt, oh my gosh. What? Pardon? Excuse me? What just happened? The shield. It reminded me of X-Men when Wolverine's claws get chopped by something. It's like, what happened? It like defies logic. It defies your whole entire understanding. It comes to mind because That's what it can be like with your faith. This shield of faith that we're meant to have, that we're meant to wield, right? There'll be times and situations where the blows of the enemy, the blows of throws of life will make your shield quiver. And you might even have some cracks in it. And you might have some dents in it. Because as I said at the start of this conversation, faith's not easy. It's not always easy. And that's, I don't know, is that part of the human experience? Probably. If it was easy, I guess it wouldn't be a thing that we'd even have to talk about too much. Like, there'd be no point to this video if faith was easy like that. It's funny to do this video, honestly, and to talk about this, and to it's funny to have this conversation. I tell you, the Lord is funny. It's funny. Me and myself and me and my life. Yeah, let's just say this conversation and discussion is cathartic and it resonates more than I can really articulate. I will not digress, because the darts of the enemy basically is when we don't get that from what we can understand and what we perceive, when it feels like the faith that we're putting into our prayers is not being met, it's not being answered, it's not being realized by a response from God, or the response we would want from God when we would want it, when we would expect it, when we feel we need it. You know, I'm sick today, I need healing today. When that doesn't happen, that stuff really can shake people's faith and foundations. And you really start to think, what is the point of this shield that I'm supposed to be wielding? What is the point of the shield that Paul was talking about, saying that we need to pick it up to quench those fiery darts? From my own experience, this is in the past, and even today as I'm recording this, and what from thinking about this verse and praying about it, you really I've come to the realization, and I want to share with you and posit to you guys. The shield of faith is not so much to protect us, like the darts from the enemy, to protect us from being attacked in that way, but it's to protect our relationship with God. The shield of faith is to protect what we know to be truth about God, of who He is, what He has done for me, what He has done for others, what He has done in His scriptures. That's what the shield of faith, I think, is to be used for. And it's to protect what we know to be true about Him, not to, guarantee an outcome from Him, because we have faith that He will respond to a situation in a particular way at a particular time. And it's quite a pivot. Again, it's something Lord knows, let's just say, my brother has said to me over the years many a times, and I haven't done it. And someone said it to me recently, which reminded me of what he told me, so I will do it, is to have a journal where I just document all of the promises of God and all the things that He has done for me over the years. And it's because you need to be reminded. It's easy for us to forget. It's easy for us to want this thing, get it from God, and move on, and then want the next thing. And it's easy to forget when we really need to remember. We need to remember who He is and what He has done, and that He has always been faithful. And so we can trust that He will continue to be faithful. And this is what the shield of faith is to protect, is to preserve that, is to preserve that relationship with God being your firm foundation, because everything else will shift. The ground will shift, the seas and the waves are rocky. It all gets difficult. But when we take up the shield of faith, it's not to say, because I have this faith and I prayed this hard and for this long, God is going to do this thing how I want it to be done. The shield of faith is to say, God is good. And He has shown me many a times that He is good. And because He is good, I can continue, and I will press forth, and I will keep trying, and I will keep going, because God is by my side. And that's the truth, and I get it. It gets tiring. It feels, God, does it get tiring? The fatigue is real. The fatigue is so real. It can make it that you don't even feel you have the energy to even turn your head to where the shield is, let alone reach over and pick it up and carry it. All I can say to that is keep going. And I don't say that callously, I say that as encouragement for myself, because I literally have to just keep going myself. Know that having the shield, and even if the shield is like hanging down and it's not even fully up, right, covering the torso, having the shield is still better than not having the shield. At least you have the option of the shield. Imagine if there is no shield. That is to say, imagine if there is no God. I don't even want to entertain what that looks like. Keep going. We need to keep going. We need to keep holding on to that shield and pressing forth, because our God is a good God. He is a faithful God. And despite how we feel, that shield of faith will continue to do its job, and that was to protect us, or something like that. I don't know.